Let's talk about RMDs in plain English. RMD stands for Required Minimum Distribution. When you put your money inside a traditional IRA or 401k, your Uncle Sam didn't get his cut. Under current law, at age 73, one must begin taking an age-based withdrawal to be taxed. The percentage of that amount of that account size increases as you get older. So, they create taxable income when you take them. When you pull money out of a regular IRA or regular 401k, you're going to pay taxes. As such, it increases your income. With Roth IRAs and Roth 401ks, your uncle's been paid up front, so RMDs are not necessary. By the way, these rules apply only if you're the original owner of the account. If it's an inherited IRA, Roth, or traditional, the rules are different. We won't be talking about those today. Why RMDs can surprise retirees. As I mentioned before, you take money out of a traditional retirement account, your adjusted gross income is increased. Also, that means your modified adjusted gross income, the MAGI, also increase. So when you're going to figure out how much your Social Security is going to be taxed, those numbers matter. It also determines when and if you get charged a Medicare surcharge for Part B and Part D, if any are levied. Lastly, if there's a downturn, you may need to sell when your investments are down. So let's talk about the first trap, bracket creep. Happens when you're in a lower bracket and a sudden increase in income causes your marginal income to be suddenly higher. Or if you get a change in filing status, you go from married filing jointly to single. So let's suppose you're a retired couple and a taxable income of $90,000. You're currently in 2026 in the 12% marginal tax bracket. And let's suppose you have IRAs worth $500,000 and you're turning 73. Your RMD will be $18,867 and about 92 cents. This will vault you from the 12% tax bracket to the 22% marginal tax bracket. And if you become single, all things being equal, you could find yourself in the 24% tax bracket. In some cases, though not this example, you could potentially pay a net investment income tax of 3.8% on investment income. Next one, the Social Security tax torpedo. So I mentioned before, adjusted gross income helps determine how much of your Social Security is taxed. There's a thing called provisional income that has a calculation that determines how much of your Social Security income is taxable. So basically, it includes half of your Social Security benefits plus your adjusted gross income plus tax-exempt interest plus certain other non-taxable amounts. Meaning if you're getting a lot of income from municipal bonds, that could change how your Social Security is taxed. And up to 85% of your Social Security may be taxed depending on your filing status and your provisional income. Next one, Medicare premium surcharges. This is the one that can be the biggest surprise of all, because going a little bit into a higher tax bracket is not fun, but it's not necessarily catastrophic. When you breach a Medicare surcharge threshold by as much as $1, it can trigger a years-long surcharge. Modified adjusted gross income, I also call it MAGI, and filing status affect this. The MAGI from 2 years previous will determine the applicable surcharge. So, for example, if you're on Medicare and you're paying surcharges if you're on Medicare in 2026, if your MAGI in 2024 was at least $109,001 single or $218,001 married filing jointly, you're going to get hit with a Medicare surcharge. And this is the beginning bracket. And as the modified adjusted gross income goes up, the surcharges increase with each bracket. By the way, if you're single this year and in 2024 your MAGI was 109,000 even, you don't pay it. 109,001 you do. 218 for marrieds and 218,000 plus one, you pay it. And keep in mind, for married couples, if you're both on Medicare, you're both paying the surcharge. Okay. There's an old adage, buy low and sell high. That's how you get richer. If you're buying high and selling low, you're getting poorer. And thing about RMDs, they don't care what, the market's doing. It's just due. Uncle Sam says, got to pull this much out and pay tax on it. So sometimes you're going to have to sell investments when they're down to meet withdrawals. Saw that back in 2009. So keep that in mind. 401k and retirement plans have different rules than IRAs. Okay, so if you've got 6 different IRAs, you can take the RMD from any one you want. And you can take it from any combination of ones. You don't have to take it from the specific ones. However, if you have a 401k, the RMD for that account amount has to be taken from that 401k. And it's the same for all the other employer plans. So most effective coordination is usually within a holistic financial plan that looks at everything. Even though there's a cost to these plans, it can help you either avoid expensive mistakes or at least be prepared for them. So over the years, you need to build tax diversification. That's one of the things I do. I help people build tax diversification. Pre-tax accounts, Roth accounts, taxable accounts. You plan your withdrawal order to smooth taxable income. You consider timing strategies, and we're not talking about timing the market. That's something that just can't be done reliably. Timing on what you take when. Coordinate withholding so taxes aren't a surprise. So if you're within 5 to 10 years of retirement or already retired, wondering how to take income efficiently, concerned about taxes, Medicare surcharges, or legacy, a retirement tax review can be worthwhile. Once you graduate, be it from welding school, engineering school, or law school, you're going to need a different plan for each of these stages that's tailored to your individual situation. During your working years, am I saving enough and is it in the right place? Glide path to retirement, which I've labeled the last 10 years prior to retirement. Will the USS retirement be shipshape on the appointed day? Retirement. How do I avoid running out of money before I run out of life? And your legacy. Does what you worked hard for get to where you wanted it to after you're done with retirement? I can be reached at herwirefinancial.com. You can book an appointment using the schedule an appointment button. I do in-person, Zoom, and phone appointments. I am licensed and registered across several states and can easily add states if there's a need. If you'd like to schedule an appointment, you can click on the schedule an appointment button in the upper right-hand corner of my website. If you want to see more videos like this, go to my website and click on the YouTube channel button. It's the red one. If your friends want more information, they can follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. For those who prefer the good old-fashioned telephone, 518-631-2569. Do not text that number. We'll both be sad because I won't get it. Opinions voiced in this material are for general information only, not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical, no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested in directly. All data is believed to be from reliable sources. However, no representation is made as to its completeness or accuracy. None of this is to be construed as tax or legal advice. Consult your advisor prior to taking action. This information is intended to be educational, not tailored to the investment needs of any specific investor. All investing involves risk, including loss of principal. No strategy assures success or protects against loss. There is no guarantee that a diversified portfolio will enhance overall returns or outperform a non-diversified portfolio. Diversification does not protect against market risk. Hey, everybody, have a terrific weekend, and I'll catch you next time.